Hey there, mystery seekers. Welcome back to World Mysteries, your go-to channel for uncovering the enigmas of our planet and beyond. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss our deep dives into ancient secrets, unsolved puzzles, and the wild twists of human history. Today, we're tackling a mind-blowing question. Did humans almost go extinct? Have you ever pondered what it would be like if our species had vanished from Earth? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Did we dodge a bullet, or is extinction still lurking? Let's dive in and explore this chilling reality together. Humanity's story isn't the triumphant march we often imagine. Picture this. Billions of us thriving today, with skyscrapers piercing the clouds, satellites orbiting overhead, and social media connecting every corner of the globe. It feels unbreakable, right? Like we're the undisputed kings of the planet. But peel back the layers of time, and you'll find a far darker tale. One where our ancestors teetered on the razor's edge of oblivion. Not just once, but multiple times. This isn't some sci-fi thriller. It's etched in stone, ice, and our very genes. And trust me, once you hear the details, you'll never look at the world the same way again. To grasp how perilously close we came to fading away, we need to journey back to a time when Earth was a savage, unforgiving arena. Tens of thousands of years ago, our early ancestors, Homo sapiens, weren't building empires or launching rockets. They were nomads, huddled in tiny bands of maybe 20 to 30 souls, scattered like whispers across vast, untamed wildernesses. No supermarkets, no hospitals, no safety nets. Survival hinged on the luck of the hunt, the mercy of the seasons, and unbreakable group loyalty. A single misstep, a botched migration, a brutal storm, or a disease outbreak could wipe out an entire lineage in a heartbeat. Now imagine the ultimate curveball, the planet itself turning against us. Around 74,000 years ago, on the Indonesian island of Sumatra, Mount Toba erupted in a cataclysm that redefined disaster. This wasn't your average volcano spewing lava like in a Hollywood blockbuster. No, Toba was a supervolcano, unleashing an explosion 5,000 times more powerful than the 1980 Mount St. Helens blast. Billions of tons of ash and sulfur dioxide rocketed into the stratosphere, blanketing the skies and plunging the world into a volcanic winter. What followed was apocalyptic. Global temperatures nosedived by as much as 5 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunlight was blocked for years, maybe even decades, turning day into perpetual twilight. Rainfall dwindled, droughts ravaged continents, and ecosystems crumbled like dominoes. Forests withered, grasslands turned to dust bowls, and herbivores, key food sources for early humans, starved en masse. Predators, including our ancestors' competitors, followed suit. Food chains snapped and biodiversity took a massive hit. For Homo sapiens, mostly still confined to Africa at the time, this was a living nightmare. Geneticists have pieced together the horror from our DNA. We hit what's called a genetic bottleneck, a drastic population crash where so few survivors remain that genetic diversity plummets. Studies from institutions like Stanford and the Max Planck Institute suggest the breeding population of humans might have shrunk to a mere 1,000 to 10,000 individuals worldwide. That's not a typo. From potentially hundreds of thousands before the eruption, we were reduced to a handful of fragile groups clinging to life. Think about that for a second. Entire continents echoing with silence, abandoned campsites overgrown with weeds, the flicker of campfires extinguished forever. Knowledge passed down orally. Tool-making techniques, medicinal plants, migration routes vanished with the dead. Survivors faced relentless hunger, bone-chilling cold, and isolation that could drive anyone mad. Injuries from hunts or falls often meant a slow, painful end without modern medicine. Childbirth was a gamble, with high infant mortality rates and such scarcity. What pulled us through? It wasn't raw strength or superior weapons. It was our superpower, social bonds. Humans excelled at cooperation, sharing meager resources, nursing the sick, and forming tight-knit communities. Fire became more than warmth. It was a beacon of hope, a tool for cooking and protection. Storytelling around those flames likely strengthened group identity, preserving wisdom for the next generation. As one archaeologist put it, we survived because we were the ultimate team players. But make no mistake, this brush with extinction left scars in our genome, visible today in our limited genetic variation compared to other primates like chimpanzees. And Toba wasn't the end of our woes. As the climate thawed and populations rebounded, Homo sapiens ventured out of Africa around 60,000, 70,000 years ago, colonizing Europe, Asia, and beyond. But we weren't stepping into empty lands. Other human species were already there. Neanderthals, rugged survivors of Ice Age Europe with their stocky builds and advanced tools, Denisovans, mysterious inhabitants of Asia's highlands, and possibly even ghost populations we've only glimpsed through DNA traces. For millennia, Earth was a multi-species planet. Neanderthals buried their dead with flowers, suggesting rituals and emotions. Denisovans adapted to extreme altitudes, thriving where oxygen was scarce. We interbred with them. Modern Eurasians carry 1 to 2% Neanderthal DNA, boosting our immune systems and skin adaptations. But then, one by one, these cousins vanished. Neanderthals faded around 40,000 years ago, Denisovans not long after. Climate shifts, competition for resources, diseases we brought, or even subtle advantages in our adaptability. Scientists debate the causes, but the result is clear: they went extinct. Here's the mystery that keeps paleoanthropologists up at night. How close did we come to joining them? As newcomers, we were often outnumbered and less acclimated to harsh environments. Neanderthals had endured multiple ice ages. We were tropical migrants bundled in furs, struggling with vitamin D deficiencies and sunless winters. A slight twist, a harsher cold snap, a deadlier pathogen, or fiercer territorial clashes, and Homo sapiens might have been the footnote in someone else's history. Instead, we absorbed their genes and pressed on, our flexibility in tools, diets, and social structures tipping the scales. Fast forward to about 12,900 years ago, and another hammer blow struck. Earth was emerging from the last ice age, warming into a promising era. Then, bam, the Younger Dryas hit, a sudden climate flip-flop that hurled temperatures back into glacial depths for over a millennium. Ice cores from Greenland and sediment layers from lakes worldwide show a rapid cooling of up to 18 degrees Fahrenheit in some regions. Megafauna, woolly mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, giant sloths, disappeared in droves, their bones littering extinction sites across North America and Eurasia. Humans weren't spared. Early proto-farming communities in the Fertile Crescent faltered as crops failed and water sources dried up. In North America, Clovis culture hunters, famous for their spear points, saw populations plummet. Settlements were deserted, forcing migrations and desperate innovations. Some groups reverted to foraging, others pioneered new hunting tech. Controversial evidence points to a cosmic culprit, a comet or asteroid fragment slamming into Earth, igniting wildfires and kicking up dust clouds that blocked the sun. While debated, NASA and geologists like those at the USGS weigh in, the impact is undeniable. Humanity danced with death again, adapting or perishing. These near misses didn't just trim our numbers, they forged us. Bottlenecks amplified traits like empathy, language complexity, and creativity, essentials for small group survival. Our brains wired for storytelling, perhaps to pass survival lore. That innate fear of loneliness? Our drive to connect? It might stem from those dark days when isolation equaled extinction. Psychologists speculate this evolutionary baggage explains our fascination with doomsday tales, from Atlantis myths to zombie apocalypses. We're hardwired to ponder what if, because deep down, we know survival is fragile. But extinction's shadow hasn't retreated to the past. Today, in 2025, we face modern monsters. Nuclear arsenals that could end civilization in hours, lab-engineered viruses slipping containment, AI systems outpacing human control, and climate change echoing ancient disruptions with rising seas and extreme weather. We're more connected than ever. Global supply chains mean a crisis in one corner ripples worldwide. Think COVID-19's wake-up call, or ongoing tensions in geopolitics. Organizations like the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists warn we're minutes from midnight on their doomsday clock. Yet history whispers hope. We've clawed back from the brink before through ingenuity and unity. The real mystery? Why us? Why did Homo sapiens endure when others didn't? Was it luck, brains, or something indefinable, like a spark of destiny? Mystery lovers, what do you think? Could we survive another close call? Share your theories in the comments, like if this gave you chills, and share with a friend who's into ancient enigmas. If you enjoyed this dive into humanity's razor-edge history, subscribe to World Mysteries for more mind-bending content.